What up, everybody? Welcome back to a Crucible of War market update. We got some good music going. I gotta admit, I'm in a pretty good mood today. I'm ready to hop into Crucible of War. All right, let's get to it. So I just want to give a quick shout out to Mitch over at Midtown Merchant. Mitch is a great guy. I got a rainbow foil E-Strike from him the other day for $115. Thought that was a great deal. If you're looking for cards, make sure to hit up Midtown Merchant. Use my promo code. It's right down there. It's just love 10. That saves you 10% off. Patrons, you get a monthly discount code too for an additional 10% off. That code on there is just a one-time use per person. So also, I have a TCG Player affiliate link. So when you're buying your Monarch First Edition starter pack, whatever, today at 9 p.m., make sure you use my link down there. That really helps out the channel a ton. And it really does. So I appreciate that. And then I just want to let you know, if you are interested in really helping out the channel, I do have a Patreon. And I think that the Patreon is a pretty good value. You get a collection tracker, which has all the different sets in it, and it tracks the values of the collection based on my market updates. And I think that's a great way to track your collection. And I do think it's a pretty good value at $5 a month. You also get that discount code from Midtown Merchant. You get $5 off of all my box breaks and case breaks. And you get some other stuff too. It's well worth the money. You can get your money back for it. Anyway, I'm gonna stop shilling for myself and let's talk about Crucible of War. I'm gonna turn down the volume. It might be a little loud, so I'm gonna turn down the music just a tad. But this song's also kind of just not that great. So let's go ahead and move on. All right, let's get to Crucible of War. The sealed box prices of Crucible of War, I'm putting at $775. They are all kinds of over the place. Channel Fireball raised their price to $900. That being said, I haven't really seen eBay sales up that high quite yet. $775 seems to be kind of in the middle of what we're seeing. You can see, like two of them sold for $1,600, so you could call that $800 each. But then there's one for $850, but it looks like it came with a promo, and one for $700, and I don't know. I'm going, there was another one for $700. I'm going to go with $775 just because this one seemed like the most middle. Keep in mind that you should shop around for your own prices. Facebook, you might be able to get a little bit of a better deal, but now that Channel Fireball has raised that price to $900, it'll be interesting to see how the market reacts. So let's go on to the Arcane Shard. All right, I wanted to show you something with the Arcane Shard. There was a sold listing for $3,700. But if you click on this shard, right, it even says read description, right? And then down here, he just kind of says it's in great condition, but has some white nicks on some of the corners. So, and that's what a lot of people are looking for in these high level cards. They're looking for something that's super, super clean. So I don't think that $3,700 is necessarily the best, like, full asking price. I would say if you have a near mint, like your corners are great, you would be sitting more like around $4,000. I know one sold on one sold on Facebook at $4,000, and then I know of two personally that have sold at $4,100 that are really minty. That people have sent me two different sources on that at $4,100. So I don't typically include private sales, but when I have two different sources coming at me with the same price, I think that's kind of fair. So $4,100 for near mint. And then I also want to say, anytime that I pull up a seller like this and talk about the price, I'm not criticizing the seller at all. I had somebody in the comment section pretty upset with me last video. I don't care. You can sell your stuff for whatever you want, and it is what it is. I just am going to try to point out things that make it not near mint or not like a pristine copy, because that's the kind of the values that I'm trying to grade. So I mean no harm if I pull up your eBay listing. Good for you for selling stuff. So all right, $4,100 is where I'm putting the shard. That's still not the all-time high price, which was back in the beginning of the year at $4,500. Let's go to the legendaries. I wanted to talk about Cheyenne, our girl Cheyenne, as well. Cheyenne sold for $2,750 Canadian dollars, which if you do the math there, that's $2,100. But here's the thing. I've seen people trying to buy them at the like $2,600 to $2,700 range on Facebook, and they can't find a seller. So I don't think that this is. I mean, this is congratulations to the person who got it for this, because it's a good snag. I mean, I think it was pretty good condition. Let's take a look just to make sure. Instantly perfect fit. Yeah, I mean, this is there's nothing. It doesn't look like. I mean, the pictures aren't great. The pictures are kind of far away, but it looks like it's pretty good condition. Anyway, that's sold for $21.72. But that being said, I'm seeing people who are offering around $2,600 and can't find a buyer. So I'm going to leave it at $2,650, and you guys can be the teller of that. Anyway, I saw a 20 blade sell for $700 on Facebook and a spring tunic sell for $310 on Facebook as well. Not anything rapidly changing there. All in all, your average legendary is sitting around $1,220, up 2%. And you can see we are seeing some gains and kind of just price solidification from last week's prices. All right, let's go to the cold foil. This is where stuff just gets fun. I mean, if you look at this wall of text, it's just a mess, right? There's just a lot of stuff. There are a ton of sold copies. I will say there wasn't quite as many sold copies this week of the cards as last week. Last week we had a ton sold. I think what's happening is that the sellers are putting the prices high, and buyers aren't necessarily matching them, so the amount of cards that are being sold is less. That being said, we have enough data to kind of gain some stuff. There was a Mandible Claw on TCG Player that sold for $119, and then the reverse one sold for $92, so the price is probably more accurate at around $110 for each of those, because the rarity is the same, so it doesn't make sense that one would be worth more than the other, really. Sledge of Van Valheim up a little bit. Harmonized Kodachi up about $20 for the reverse one. Keep in mind that the non-reversed one is in a promo version, so that one's going to be cheaper. Edge of Autumn, no change. Zephyr Needle, they just swapped. I mean, this is the type of stuff that it just doesn't matter. Centauri Saber actually down a little bit on the regular one, but the reverse sold for $130 on TCG Player. It's interesting to see stuff like that, and it's just... I would kind of, if I was buying these, I would kind of just take the average of the two. If I was buying both of them and just tell the buyer or seller, like, hey, let's just take the average of them. Makes more sense. Plasma Barrel Shot is down to 90. Redliner down to 100. Reaping Blade up to 110. Aether Conduit down to 98. I mean, we're losing $5 there. Same with Talishar. You lost $8. This one was sold on TCG Player, and I think last week this one was sold on eBay. So all in all, the rares are kind of just flatlined. They haven't really moved a ton. But the Majestics, we have seen a ton of movement. Not on Skullhorn. Crater Fist up just a little bit. Breeze Rider, this is a meme that's happening on my channel. We saw Breeze Rider boots pulled, and somebody said nice legs, and I thought they were talking about my legs that were on camera. So those are called Louis' legs now. The Discord server's been having fun with that. Shout out to Lauren. All right, Courage of Blade Hold is up to 710. I actually didn't pull this up. Let's pull this up for you. Courage of Blade Hold, because there was two of them. Courage of Blade Hold Cold Foil. There were two of them that sold on eBay at around the $710 mark, which is huge. This was the one from last week, and then maybe there's only one on eBay. Maybe the other one was on TCG Player. So $710 for a Cold Foil Courage of Blade Hold, which I believe is a new all-time high. Yes, we were at 600 at the beginning of the year, and now we're at 710, so pretty crazy. And then Viziertronic also up to 449 from 350 last week. That's 2 weeks in a row that card has gained $100. Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. All right, I love Crucible of War. I could talk about Crucible of War literally all day. Perch Grapplers up $40. Bloodsheath Skeleton is also up $60. Pretty awesome. Metacarp, I mean, it's awesome if you have them. I guess if you don't have them, it's not that awesome. Metacarpus Node is up 30, and Gambler's Glove is up 15. All in all, your cold foils are still up 7%. That's 2 weeks in a row of growth. And because of the now more pricey boxes, I don't anticipate that these prices will go anywhere but sideways or down, or sorry, sideways or up. So just know that. And again, I'm just trying to show you my facts. If you're more interested in my opinions, I do have a podcast that I try to put out weekly. I missed last week. Sorry, everybody. That's part of my if I were investing at my $15 tier. But it just seems like these are going to be continually moving sideways or up. And yeah, anyway. All right, let's get to the Majestic Rainbow Foils. There was a lot of interesting movements here. Lots of averaging down a little bit. Let's see what happened last week. We were up last week, we're up this week again, but some of them kind of bounced and retraced a little bit, like Righteous Cleansing bounced down and lost $4. Mangle actually made it up $2. Let's see, Beast Within, that was a retracement. It was up $8 last week. Now it's down $3. Twinning Blade is still moving kind of up. Spoils of War up to 108 for the rainbow foil. Let's see, the max on that was, the high price on that was 140 back at the beginning of the year. So interesting there. Let's see. Plasma Purifier stayed the same. No real solds on that. Coax of Commotion up a couple bucks. And then, Runeblood Barrier up $13. Interesting card. This is one of the cards I've talked a little bit about in my Discord server, where it didn't move at all last week when a lot of the other cards did. And that card was played in the Runeblood Viscerai kind of the combo deck, the life, not life gain, the protection deck, kind of stalling and then winning on one turn, OTK. So I thought that card was interesting. I finished a foil playset of that this week. And then Gaze the Ages up $10 too. Aetherize down $14 though. And then Gorganian Tomb finally starting to move. I mean, we've been flatline on Gorganian Tomb for 4 weeks, and now we have a $25 increase. I think 2 of them sold at that price. And then Snag still just being that generic. There was an attempt on this, right, that pushed up to 94, and then it's just been kind of flatlined the last couple of turns. So, all right, let's go to the Majestic cards. Oh, I didn't give you your average. Your average is sitting at $38, and you're up 8%. Your regular Majestics, then, these are the non-foil versions. By the way, I want to say I'm going to put timestamps in. Dan, one of my buddies, Dan, he was like, hey, you should really put something on the screen to, so when people need to find the price, they can find it really quick. That's a little too much work, but I can't put timestamps, so you can just click the timestamp to Rainbow Foil Majestic, and it will pop up. Anything Dan asks for, he gets a version of, though, because he's Dan and he's the best. All right. Skullhorn up $4. A lot of these equipments are still moving pretty good. Breeze Rider Boots is up $4. Courage of Bladehold dropped $1, but another one sold at $79. Visiertronic, again, that card's kind of hot. I don't know if it has to do with the Data Doll video. Visiertronic Model I is up 11. Perch Grapplers, no change. Bloodsheath Skeletas up a couple bucks. All in all, no huge changes there. We're up 6%, just kind of all around up. The Snag actually dropped and lost some value. Up 6%. Your average is sitting at $24.93. For your rares, we did have a big sale of a Kasai Centauri Sellsword at $88 on TCG Player. Benji not moving at all. That's the new promo, right? So we'll see if that impacts it at all. And then Data Doll sold at 82. I thought those two selling was kind of intriguing. Actually, this Kasai sale was last week. I'm sorry, that was last week, but the Data Doll was this week at $80. Cavdane, no change there. Let's see, Lunging Press, really no changes on the big kind of hit cards. Cash in, still sitting the same. All in all, you're up 7%. Average rare is at around $13. And then your rares too, nothing really has changed. You're just up 1%. Remember, on the rares, I use the TCG low listing. Unless on the Rainbow Foil rares, I kind of make sure there's no abnormalities, and then I come in and I fix those. So, all right, let's get to the common Rainbow Foils. Kind of the only things that matter are the tokens. Seismic Surge, no change. Ira, really no change, still at $30. And then, let's see, where's our Rune Chant? Rune Chant, again, no change. I actually think the actual price of this is like $3.87, but I just rounded it up to $4. And then, yeah. Cracked Bauble still sitting around 65. No changes there. Quicken tokens at 10. Copper tokens, I guess, are worth a little bit less than copper were last week. So the exchange rate of copper to gold must be transferring down a little bit because they're only worth $15. And your commons don't really matter. All right, let's get to our EVs. So in a box, you're going to get one cold foil, and I have averaged these out. Remember, the Majestic cold foil average is at 417, and your rare cold foil is at 100. So that kind of, you're twice as likely to get a rare cold foil, hypothetically. So that kind of averages out to one cold foil being an average of $142 in a box. And then 6 Majestics puts you at $111. 2 Foil Majestics puts you at $76. You get your 41 rares, your 5 foil rares. Every 10 boxes has a legendary with an average of $122. Well, the average you get what I mean. That brings it to $122 per box. And then your Fabled puts it at $100 a box. So your average, if you're going to do that, is around $671. But if you do land a cold foil Majestic, you will be sitting at $721. If you hit a rare cold foil and you don't hit the legendary and you don't hit the Fabled, then you're going to sit at around $440. But the average without the legendary or Fabled is $446. So I know that's really confusing, but the reason that I want to explain all that is that, box price at around $700, you might be tempted to open it anticipating that you get a Majestic cold foil. You would be, sitting at about what the cost of the box is. But you're not going to get that 1 in 4 boxes probably. So that kind of makes the box average differently. Anyway, you can take whatever one of those that you want and make that the one that you kind of track. But the one that we track on this channel right now is just your overall box average. This is if you were to open 40 boxes, the average per box would be sitting at $671.22. And that compared to last week is up, of course, by 6%. So we had 3 weeks in a row of being up. Now, we do have a top 10. I do want to say one thing. I promised you guys a video last week, a top 10 of all the sets, and I did not follow through on my promise. And what happened is I actually recorded that video, but it wasn't as good as I wanted it to be. The information was good, but I decided I want to edit the video and have the card pop up and it make be a little bit more interesting for you. So I didn't get to it. I think I'll be able to get to it and set up like a template for it this week, but we still have the top 10 at the end of each of these videos. So top 10 this week: the Rainbow Foil Gainers, the Find Center, Flood Force, and that Runeblood Barrier all up here. Find Center, there was just 1 or 2 sales of it that were up to $35. Flood of Force, that's at $16. That's a 100% increase. And then Runeblood Barrier going up to $38. Put it at a 52% change. So those rainbow foils, if you look at this, the top 10 list is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the top 10 list is the rainbow foil Majestics. Those are certainly looking at growing quite a bit. Sorry, I lied there though. One of those was a cold foil Majestic in the Visiertronic Model I. And then the rare cold foil on there is Harmonized Kodachi, the reverse version. The weekly non-foil gainers are Marvin Skies, which, that was just a rare, and so that doesn't really matter that much. Beast Within is a Majestic, and that gained about $4 at 37%, and Gorganian Tome gained about $10 at 33%. I didn't tell you the money gainers on the other ones. The Rainbow Foil Runeblood Barrier gained $13. Flood Force gained $8 and Find Center gained $20. I'm doing your average. I'm doing your weekly percentage change as your top 10 winners or losers, not the cash change. Let's see what lost the most money. This week, the Majestic. Oh, so a couple of the Majestics did lose some money. The top 10 losers isn't set up right. I don't know what happened. I may have broken it while I was going through this, so that won't be part of this video. I apologize for that. But anyway, I hope you have a great day. Remember to be kind to the people around you, and let me know if you have any questions. See ya.